to injection day. See y'all there. And as you can tell from the title, today was injection day. And I wanted to make sure I came this week just to do a little chit-chatting about where I am on this GLP-1 and how I'm doing on it. I didn't last week. Eventually I'll get to a week to week, but sometimes then I got to figure out exactly how I want to do this, because on injection day for me, it's like I can get really tired and really sleepy after I come back in, because usually I go first thing in the morning because I go to the doctor's office and have my Ozempic injection. So if you watch, first off, welcome to Yaya's Best Life. I'm Yaya. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're new here, I welcome you, and hope you will consider subscribing and continuing to watch the channel. And if you're a returning peep, you already know what's up. So I hope everybody is doing absolutely wonderful today. I'm up in North Florida, and it's very nice today. It has been very nice for the last few weeks. I mean, we started out warm early. What is this? This is the month of June, and it was warm even in May. And so for you that have followed me, you guys know that my husband and I, we're from the Pacific Northwest, and so we moved here several years ago. And, you know, we're fairly acclimated to the weather now, but sometimes we feel brand new to it as well. So, but today is very sunny and it's very nice out. So, but I got an early start this morning and went on in and had my shot. And so I just wanted to come on today, kind of to talk about my experience. I am starting week 10. So last week was week 9 for me, and it's still all brand new for me. And so I just kind of want to share my experience on this journey. Um, I have no background in this. Y'all already know, I'm not a doctor. I have no medical experience in it. But what I can do, what I have done is a lot of research and try to engage myself with ones that I know that that's on the same journey. I have a sister, so that's a close connection. And I have a best friend that is a chosen sister, and she is now off of it and been had been on it for I think over a year. So I stay in touch with them. I stay in touch with her, especially my bestie. Uh, when I'm feeling a certain kind of way, I have a lot of questions, and so I get her experience. And not only that, I spent a lot of time watching you all out there on YouTube in this GLP-1 community and your experiences. And that has most definitely helped me along the way here. So today I have 4, you can call them tips, take it under consideration, things that you might want to implement in your journey to help you along the way, that I want to share with you, that that has made it better or has improved over the weeks for me, starting out. Because you start out, you get the injection, you can read all you want to until you physically experience some of the side effects that you may get, whether you're on uh, Ozempic, Wegovia, Zepbound, Trizipatide, and there are several other ones. You're going to experience something. It may be a little bit, and it may be this, and it may be that. It just depends on you as the individual, and your body. But there are just some things that I wanted to share with you. So anyway, let me go ahead and just jump on into it. If you see me looking down, it's because I have a note notebook because I didn't want to be all over the place. There's so much to talk about in this experience that we could be here for days, you know, talking about how you feel and what you're doing and, you know, all that. So I kind of want to break this down. So today I have 4 things that I have found that's helping me through this process. And I think from the first week that I started, every week I have implemented something new or tried something different. And that's based off of me just learning from what other people are doing and kind of hearing them say they're experiencing this, that, or the other. And it's like, you know what, I'm experiencing that as well. Or them giving tips as well to say, I do this, this, and this a week. And this has helped me to stay on track, you know, form a plan. So I am doing the same thing today. So, one of the first things, this happened from last week, and I've never been a calorie counter all my life. Well, I think maybe it was a long time ago. One time, I think, you know, back when Weight Watchers was the thing, um, and you had to count calories. That's why I wasn't successful because I wasn't good at counting calories. This journey that we are on is a lifestyle change. Is something that you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's learning how to, um, it's learning about your body, and it's learning how to intake food as fuel for your body versus eating food for just pleasure or because you're bored or because we live in a society that food is it can be it's a recreation. So when I speak on this channel, I'm speaking just my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's absolutely true or that you have to believe what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I'm 67 years old, so I'm sharing from my life experience, you know, makes me bring to the table what I'm bringing to the table for you. So, um, anyway, I said what I said. I say what I say, and that's what I mean. But nothing negative. I want to be positive about it. But I am sharing just from my perspective. So I was saying that, yeah, I never really counted calories. But what I found was um, in order to move forward every week, you got to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So last week, it was like, at my weigh in, it was 0. Now, one thing I have found that when I go to the doctor and I get on the scale, is different from my scale at home. I got a brand new scale here, but anyway, it ends up being different. And to tell you, I've never had a scale. This is the first time I ever purchased a scale in my entire life. I've never had a scale growing up in a family home. I never had a scale in any home that I lived in my life before. So this was my first time buying a scale. And even I had the scale in there and I never would step on it. So when we say this is a journey, that's what I mean. You end up deciding to make changes in your life to do something so you can see exactly where you are. But and I do. Some people do, some people don't. Right now I'm kind of into it just because I don't know, maybe what I've gone through the last 9 weeks, it's like, it's okay. Get on there and just see. So I do when I get up in the morning. That's part of one of my morning routine is I do get on the scale before I intake anything in my mouth, just to see. And then I compare that with my once a week when I go to the doctor and to get my injection and I get on the scale. So last week it didn't move any, and I've been pretty much like every other week. I'm not real sure what that's about, but I am trying to figure that part out. Uh, at an average, I'm losing 1 pound a week is my average. Like my first week was 4 pounds. The next week was 0. The next week was like, I don't know, 2 pounds. And then the next week was 0. The next week was like 3. So overall, I'm starting 10 weeks. I'm down 11 pounds. Slow and steady, she goes. And I'm okay with that. And from other doctors and other people that been on this journey for um, a long time, they will say, and you will hear in their videos, slow and steady wins the race. Um, and it's better to go at it slow than to be like dropping a whole bunch, because then your body makeup changes a bit too fast. And at my age, I'm trying to really, I'm a slow and steady person anyway. You know, if my bestie was here, she was telling you, we were talking yesterday on the phone, and she was like, oh, well, I'm glad you decided that's what you wanted to do or whatever. She said, because, you got to research and research. Sometimes I overdo what I do. She said, and then she said, you don't just intake anything. So she said, I knew it was going to take a while before you made that decision. And everybody has to do that. You have to be ready to do it. Okay. And I have a friend at work that's been talking about it. And me standing back, I can see there's a lot of things that she's going to have to do as well in order to be successful. But that's not my job to tell her, to say anything to her. As her friend, I'm just saying, do your research and prepare yourself for change. And I just keep telling her, you have to be ready for a lifestyle change, So anyway, see, I told you that's why I have to have notes, y'all, because I will digress. But anyway, let me keep moving. So I said number one, my number one is document your food intake. At least do it for a little bit. So all last week, whatever went in my mouth, I documented it, and I found out what the nutritional value was and I measured. Ain't never measured all my measuring cups. I'll be having them for decoration, okay? Well, I've been using them babies, So I'll probably pop up throughout this video some things that I made throughout the week, and but I measured everything. I measured a cup or a half a cup, like that, And then I found out what that protein amount was, or I found out what the calorie count was for a cup of chopped chicken breast that I would do in the air fryer or whatever. And so that was just good data for me to have, to go back and look at and say, this, this is what my intake was. Now, I will tell you, I thought I was going to do better this week, meaning not better, but I thought my weight was going to show more on the scale this week than a half a pound. Because it did on my scale here at home. But at the doctor's office, it showed a half a pound. And you have to get around that. You have to get your mind set straight with that. And so I had to talk to myself all the way home and say, that's okay. That's good. I had to applaud myself for that half a pound. I am going to document again this week. I don't know if I will the following week. And that's because I'm going on vacation. So I don't know how my time is going to be or whatever. But I probably will, just because I want to stay on track. I really don't want to break my routine, and going to a family reunion. So my family, I've already been, telling them. So there's not going to be, and I didn't want to change. I don't want to change what my eating is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be at my mom's for a few days. And she already then contacted me. Well, when we go this and that and food and da-da-da. And I told her I was ordering stuff and having it delivered. You go on with what you do, because Tim going to eat how Tim eat, and they going to eat how they eat. But the things that I eat that make me feel good on this medicine, I need to have those in touching difference for me to prepare my meals. So that's what my plan is. Then we're going on to another state for our family reunions for both sides of my parents. It's, my mom and my dad, family reunions. So they're going to have a whole bunch of food there, blah, blah, blah. And you guys will hear about it when I get back. And plus I'll do some video in there as well But in my mind right now, I feel like I'll be okay because in my head, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, back to documenting your food. That's one thing that I share with you to say that may get you ahead of the game further if you're just starting out is to document your food intake so you'll know how many calories you're taking in a day. The next one is number 2 is exercise. And I've always done some kind of exercise or walking. And if you look through my channel or whatever, you know, you'll see it's been a food channel, plant-based, exercising. But I'm very intentional about what I am doing now. And I'm working really hard to be very consistent about what I am doing now. And so I say to you, exercise is very important as well. It helps you to just keep things moving. Okay. Uh, it makes me feel better. Like I've had my breakfast for today, uh, and I usually wait a couple hours or whatever, and I try to do something. You know, generally I do my exercise in the morning, but today's like my day off. So when I exercise in the morning and then I go to work, that's my move. I exercise and I'm moving around. Okay. When I come in and then I have dinner, I have an exercise machine here at home. I wait a few hours to after that, a couple hours before I get ready for bed or whatever, and I get on that as well. That's something new that I've implemented, okay, as a routine, just to keep my body in action and moving. Okay, so think about your exercise. And I'm not doing nothing real strenuous. You know what I mean? I'm getting walking in, and I'm on my exercise machine, which was one, mine is an upright, one of those vibrating ones. It yields 6,000 steps for the program that I have. So I'm getting that in, plus I get my morning walk in, and I work a part-time job. So I keep that movement going. You want to keep your body moving, okay? Keep yourself busy. The medication makes you, um, it suppresses your appetite. So going back up to number 1, 2, when you're documenting, the reason that purpose for documenting is I'm not getting enough calories in. That's one thing that you'll be able to see what your calorie count is. And you can tell if you're eating enough during the day. So then from there, like one day, I didn't, I thought I had ate a lot, but I only had like 700 and something calories. I'm eating boiled eggs. You have a protein shake, have an avocado with some toast on it, maybe. You know, um, you know. So you got to figure out, because that's what helps you to lose weight. You got to eat, because if you don't eat, your body think it's being starved, and then it will hold on to the fat, and the fat is what we're trying to get rid of. So there's so many things to think about when you're on this. This is not a willy-nilly thing to be on. Okay, so count your calories in the beginning. You may not do it for the whole long haul, but you want to make sure you're getting enough in food intake. And then number 2, you want exercise, because you want your body to keep moving, and you want to keep trying to build muscle. Eventually I will move into weights, but I'm not there just yet. I'm going to do it. I do a lot of arm things or whatever, but I don't have any weights, because you want to build muscle. Okay. Then the next thing is you got to drink water. You got to drink a whole bunch of water. And I was drinking water, but I wasn't documenting the water that I was drinking. And then if I felt some kind of way, I would know that, hey, you have not drank enough water today. Um, and then I would drink it. Now I am intentionally, I set my water out in the morning. I set out, I set out my bottles of water. I try to drink 5 to 6 of them, which would give me like about uh, 100 ounces a day. And, I've been doing 4 to 5. So that's good. And I will tell you, I feel a lot better. Okay? A lot better by just, and then you flushing all them toxins out of your body. I do believe in the long haul, it is beneficial. Okay. And then the next one I have is, what was that? 1, 2, waters, 3, sleep. You got to make sure you get enough sleep. I did sleep slash reduce stress. So I'm just going to kind of keep those together for the right now. Um, like this week we've been having some stuff. My husband's mother is really ill, you know, and it's kind of been a stress of feelings and things like that. That will mess with your weight loss as well. Um, so, and then if you just have other stresses, we don't have kids or anything at home anymore, but I know about stress because I got kids and I got grandkids or whatever, and you're doing this and you're doing that. When you as an individual is on this, you've got to plan your day where you really have that time for you. And that's okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to have, a lot of times the reason why we get into the situation of being overweight is because we've done so much, you know, for others, uh, not in a balanced manner. Let me just say it that way. Okay, you're supposed to take care of your family. Yes, I do believe that. But you got to find that balance because you got to take care of yourself as well. You can't take care of anybody else if you can't take care of yourself well. And we all want to do it well, taking care of our children and our, you know, um, grandkids and etc. So stress is really, really important, and getting enough sleep is important. So planning out your day and managing that time is really important to sit down and be able to do that. Okay. And just remember that this is a lifestyle change and this is something that you're going to do forever. And I think it's really thrilling about the whole thing because you kind of go on this stuff and that's mine because my markers showed that I had tilted over to diabetic. And so not only that, it's like I've been trying to lose weight for the last few years, and you think you're doing this right, you're doing that, you're exercising, you changing the way you eat. You may have gone vegan, you may have gone plant-based, you may have counted calories, you've tried to reduce in areas where you know it's said that this will help you, and it's like this stubborn fat, you just can't get rid of it. And like I said, I'm 67, so people that's 40, 50, starting 40, but 50, 60 years old, women, you've gone through menopause and stuff. And if you were a smoker, and I was a smoker at one time, it's been some years, but and you gain weight when you stop doing that, and then it's hard to get it off. And as you get older, your metabolism slows down as well. So I think it's very, very exciting, this medication that they have. Just like they got medication for high blood pressure and other things. you know I think it's really a good thing that this medication is out there. And but there's a way to use it as a tool to help you, and that's what it is. It's not just get on it and you're gonna lose. You can lose weight, but what I'm saying is, um, you want to use the medication as a tool and change some things. Because I will tell you this: you can get on that medication if you want to and keep eating fast food, and then you come back and you tell me how you feel. I haven't eaten no fast food because I did my research and I heard the stories about it. And I'm like, I am not going to be uh, doing that. I'm not gonna be that. I can't be that sick. I got things to do during the day. You know, I can't be laid up. I can't be throwing up. I can't be having no diarrhea for days and all that kind of stuff. That's not happening. And a lot of times it's eating that greasy food. So I do know about eating balanced meals. Now what I am learning is my portion size. See, my portion size was all off. You know, you go get one of them good old big salads from someplace and you think, oh, I'm gonna eat a salad, and you sit there and you eat the whole doggone thing or whatever. And I did, because at Publix they have a nice salad. And it was a few weeks ago I had gotten one. I already knew I wasn't gonna be able to eat the whole thing because my appetite suppression was up there. And so I kind of chuckled when I ate what I ate. And I only ate like maybe about 7 bites, and I tried to eat some more and it was like, don't do that. But then the next day I had the leftovers and I was able to eat that. But there was a time when I would eat that whole salad, sat there, had a good old time watching whatever I was watching on TV and ate that whole salad. Okay. So the medicine is of benefit to us. So again, I've already been on here way too long, but I did lose a half a pound this week. So I am down a total of, I think, 11 pounds. So toot toot. I'm cool with that. I do know that I feel like I have a lot of non-scale wins. And the way you can check that is just put on something that you didn't keep in your closet because you didn't want to get rid of it, but it was too tight. You know, just start every now and then going and putting on a t-shirt or something like that, or a dress, a pair of pants. You can tell that you're losing inches. So that I have not documented or, got those numbers, and I know a lot of people do. So you can do that, but you can tell it too by putting on something that you still have, um, and you'll be able to see. Um, yeah, so that's all. I done went 30 minutes and I really only meant to go 15 or 20 minutes, y'all. But I hope some of this, what I'm saying, is resonating with you. And I hope that you can use some of this information, will be of benefit to you on your journey. But next Wednesday, I can't say for sure that I'll be next Wednesday. We'll be leaving. I'm going to get my shot and then we headed to the airport and we out of here. So I might do like a short and say something. And then once I get to our destination on Thursday, I'll drop a video and tell you my, you know, what the weight loss was for the week. And then I will also be sharing with you my journey on this and being on vacation at the same time. So drop me a comment. Let me know what your weather is, what state you're in, what your weather is, and let me know if you're on a weight loss journey as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'll see you guys next week. I end all my videos, regardless of what the subject is, letting you all know and hoping you will remember that time is our most precious commodity. So I want you all to make sure you value your time, spend your time wisely with yourself, your family, and all of those that are closest to you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for either we'll go outside walking or I'll walk in home. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but we're going to be getting some kind of exercise in tomorrow morning. So thanks for joining me today. I'll see you guys later. Deuces, y'all. Bye, y'all.